When Stephen King's IT premiered on ABC in 1990, no one expected a made-for-TV horror miniseries to redefine terror for an entire generation. Split into two parts and adapted from King's 1986 bestseller, IT didn't rely on R-rated bloodbaths or late-night shadows. Instead, it delivered one of the most horrifying openings in television history, one that still rattles viewers over 3 decades later, not with gore, but with quiet, sunlit dread. The terror arrives in the most unlikely of settings, a peaceful suburban backyard. A little girl, Laurie and Winter Barger, returns home from playing, passing fluttering bedsheets on a laundry line. There's no ominous score at first. No dim lighting. No hint that anything is wrong. Then, as a red balloon drifts into view and the sheets part, viewers glimpse something bone-chilling. A pale face, a wide grin, and 2 eyes far too still. Pennywise, the clown, appears, and just like that, Laurie and disappears. The moment is bloodless, but devastating. Suburban peace shattered by a grin. Horror rarely takes place under a sunny sky. The genre thrives in the shadows, where monsters can hide and the imagination fills in the darkness. But IT's first act goes against convention. The brightness of the scene, warm tones, flapping clotheslines, birdsong, becomes part of the horror. It disarms the viewer. Laurie and's calm bike ride home feels safe, familiar. Until it isn't. The scene doesn't show what happens to Laurie, and it doesn't need to. The tension builds slowly, the camera lingering on ordinary things, a backyard, a fence, a clothesline. But behind those sheets, something lurks. And when Pennywise emerges, the horror isn't in what he does. It's in what the audience knows he's about to do. The sound of her mother's scream, following Laurie and's disappearance, is the only confirmation needed. The unseen violence makes it worse. What our minds imagine is far more terrifying than anything on screen. Tim Curry's Pennywise, a clown without a punchline. Much of the scene's lasting impact comes from Tim Curry's masterful performance. His Pennywise doesn't shout or jump out with cheap scares. He doesn't even speak much. Just a soft hi, delivered with a smile so wide it barely fits his face. Curry walks a razor-thin line between absurd and sinister, portraying a creature that feasts on children's fear while hiding behind circus makeup. This opening moment doesn't rely on claws, fangs, or dramatic reveals. Instead, Curry's stillness, the eerie calm of the neighborhood, and Laurie and's innocent curiosity work in perfect sync. It's a predator waiting, knowing he doesn't need to run or pounce. His confidence makes it even more chilling. Pennywise's silence speaks volumes, and it echoes long after the scene ends. The beginning of suburban horror. While the Georgie scene in the sewer is perhaps more iconic, Laurie and's murder set the tone for a new kind of horror. Before IT, most mainstream horror stayed away from scenes like this, open, daylight moments where nothing should go wrong. IT took the safest, most mundane corner of childhood, your own backyard, and corrupted it. It told viewers, nowhere is safe. That's a message that lingers. This shift had an undeniable influence on future horror. Films like A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Babadook, and It Follows all took cues from this brand of suburban dread. The idea that horror doesn't need to come from a castle or asylum, but from your own home, became a staple of modern psychological horror. Even Stranger Things, with its 1980s nostalgia, borrowed this language of betrayal, the bright world of bikes and sidewalks and picnics slowly giving way to something evil underneath. And it all starts here, with a little girl, a red balloon, and a murderer behind the laundry line. A scene that relies on restraint. Part of what makes this moment so powerful is what it doesn't do. There are no frantic chase scenes. No screaming violins on the soundtrack. No blood or gore splattered across the screen. Just tension. Just silence. Just Pennywise stepping slowly toward a child in broad daylight, and then nothing. This level of restraint is rare, especially in horror. But it's what gives the scene its power. The viewer becomes a helpless bystander, watching the scene unfold like a neighbor peeking through a window, too far to stop it, too close to forget it. The emotional whiplash, from calm to terror in under 2 minutes, lingers in the mind long after the credits roll. More disturbing than modern gore. While the 2017 remake IT Chapter 1 impressed with its high production value and chilling reimagining of the Georgie scene, it never quite matched the raw psychological gut punch of Laurie and death. Modern horror often leans into visual spectacle, jump scares, gore, elaborate set pieces. But the original IT knew that true horror is in the build-up, in the silence, in the contrast between comfort and fear. That 1990 opening reminds us of a crucial truth. It's not just about what we see, it's about what we feel. And IT made viewers feel exposed, even in the comfort of their living rooms. It made them question safe spaces. After all, if a clown can appear in a suburban yard in the middle of the day, what else is out there waiting?